Okay, I am back on YouTube after 7 days in jail. Still in Facebook jail though for another 3 weeks or something. They're coming after me hard, guys. My last YouTube video was taken down. It's now on Rumble. By the way, very important that if you're interested in the things I say and do, the walls are closing in on me. Facebook jail, YouTube jail, and hardcore shadow banning on Instagram. So I'm going to be transitioning everything over the next few weeks to Rumble, Telegram, and Gab. That's Rumble, Telegram, and Gab. The handle will be the same on all three. That is at Zilosophy for all. At Zilosophy for all. Excuse me. Many people have reached out and said they feel bad for me, that I've been silenced. Look, don't feel bad for me. I'm not a victim. I am forever free. Shout out to Cordy. And I'm doing this for a very important reason, to save the kids. So don't feel bad for me. We're at all-out war here. And being silenced is the least of my issues, because there are always ways to get the word out. Like I had a Rumble channel ready to go. I put the video on Rumble, the one that got taken down off of YouTube. You can go watch it. It's the one of me in my 1991 Buick Roadmaster estate wagon. And it's got over 400 views on Rumble, which is crazy for me. So somebody out there shared it, and I appreciate that. So the word does get out. And also, look, it gave me some time to reflect and think about what I want to do. Do I want to keep swimming upstream? I mean, I've spent the last 8 months on Instagram and Facebook just hammering the truth daily. Completely shocked that I'm still there at all. So the fact that I'm now they're coming after me and I'm on their radar is not surprising. And I've woken up hundreds and hundreds of people doing that. But now at this point, that's sort of run its course. And do I need to keep doing that to wake people up? There's that saying, which I think is overused and I don't really love. It's time to stop waking up sheep. We need to wake up the lions. But that's true in a sense too, that look, some people are just going to resist the truth. You could show them Dr. Fauci, killing a baby. By the way, YouTube, this is hypothetical. You could put them in a room and they could see that happening, and they would go, no, that guy's got our best interest at hand. So, and then there's other people that are awake, but aren't really in the fight yet. And those are the ones that we need to rally, because we do need to stand up to tyranny and tell them that we're not going to take anymore. This all ends, a lot of the truthers and patriots have been saying it forever, and it's true. This all ends when everybody stands up and says, enough. We're not going to take the lies anymore. We're not going to take the tyranny anymore. And I'm not going to speak specifically on this video what I mean. You people that follow me know what I mean. But I am going to try and play nice for a couple videos on YouTube so that I can get the word out to people that follow me to port over to the channels that won't be taken down. As I said, like Rumble, Gab, and Telegram, at Zilosophy for all on all of those. Of course, there's a helicopter flying over. Can't say that they're trying to silence me, but it is kind of funny. So look, don't feel bad for me. I'm not a victim. I am forever free. And as it says in my poem, I am sovereign. And that's between the Creator and me. You can never take that away. This is my God-given right to be sovereign, to have freedom, to speak freely. So when fascists and tyrants try and silence me, I take that as a good thing. One, they expose themselves for the tyrants that they are and the fascists that they are. And number two, look, when this happened, when I got YouTube taken down and Facebook taken down, all within a 24-hour period, I just stopped and said, okay, it's time to reflect and think and ask God, what's the lesson here for me? And what I came up with was that, I need to take care of myself and my energy and my ascension. And arguing with idiots is not the way to do that. So I'm not going to engage with morons on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram anymore. I'm just going to block them, as I've done all along. But sometimes I let my ego get involved. Because guess what? I'm human. I still have an ego. And I try and, berate them a little bit or whatever, Patriot Street Fighter style. But I'm not going to do that anymore, because I learned last year the most important thing to me left in this lifetime is my ascension. And that's before I was fully awake to all the corruption and bullshit that I know about now. I just made that decision that the only thing that matters to me anymore in this life is not careers, relationships, money, none of that stuff. It's ascending, because I don't want to come back here and keep doing this over and over. I've done it enough now. And in order to do that, look, I have to focus on myself and my vibration. And I actually had that conversation with Patriot Street Fighter recently with Scott on a phone call about the upcoming tour, because I told him, like, look, before things happened with the general, I don't know if you picked up on it, but I was kind of wishy-washy as to whether I was going to go on the tour again, because it took so much out of me energetically, emotionally, and I'm so focused on other things as opposed to my vibration and my and my ascension. But of course, when they took out the general, that all went out the window, and I was like, get me back to the front line as soon as possible. But I also, in that conversation, and I'm not going to share the details of the conversation, what we talked about, just sort of the stuff about my philosophy that I shared with him, which I also want all of you to know. Like, I've made it very clear to him since day one and up to now, look, I don't give a shit about money. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this because it's my duty to help humanity, to help this country, to help save as many kids as I possibly can. That's my duty. It's my obligation. That's why I do it. The only payment I need is the glory of God and where I get to go next, because I've done my job. That's it. So I'm a unique person that way. I stepped off the hamster wheel almost 7 years ago, left the music business, and have been flying by the seat of my pants since financially. Haven't paid rent for more than 6 months in the last almost 7 years now. And that's because I've got so many friends and family that have been so gracious to me that I've been able to do that and build Zilosophy and build this movement. But and I also don't do this for my ego. I've said that to you guys before. I shared that with Scott, that, like, the compensation that I want from him is to do what he's done for me already. Like on this YouTube channel, he's the one who built the followers here. I only had like 60 or 70 followers till Scott shared some of my stuff, and now I've got over 1,800. And that's all due to him, and I'm very appreciative of that. And that's really the only payment I want, is to help me build a platform to get these messages out, because as I explain over and over again to him and you and everybody else, these messages don't come from me, they come through me. This is my duty as a channel here on this plane, in this dimension right now, to get God's messages out there to the people that need to hear them. I don't need any payment for that. I don't care what anybody thinks of that. I only care what I think and what God thinks. And that's it. But if I can expand my platform and get the word out to more people, well, then that's me doing an even better job for God that I'm being asked to do. And literally, as I explained to him, I would rather be sitting on a beach by myself, a couple friends nearby to hang out with, a beautiful woman inside and out that I vibrationally match with, that I can hang with anytime, wherever. Just chilling. Maybe writing books to help still get messages out to people, but not in the spotlight. I don't want to be on video. I don't want to be on stage. Quite frankly, I don't really like it. I do have learned to like it, because I learned very early on. I shared a story about when I was 16 and I first spoke in public. I realized that I can light up a room and that I can transform the vibration in the room and help people. So that I do like, because that vibration comes back to me, and selfishly, like, I get a lot out of that, but also the feeling of helping so many people is what I get out of it. I don't do this for me. I don't want to be out here taking shots, from idiots and morons that won't educate themselves. And I'm not going to fight that battle of trying to educate them, because they just don't want to be, and that's fine. But also, losing hundreds of friends and family And Scott talks about this a lot. He did on the tour, and also he does on, now that he's back online with his shows, that like the family that you're gaining is much more important. And I do feel that, you know, sometimes I'm still human. I am in this dimension. I look back in a little bit of melancholy about some of the friends and family that I've lost, because I do care about them all. I always have, and I always will. But they're not going to help me with my ascension, so I can't put any energy towards them. But the friends and the family that I've gained on this journey are so important to my ascension, so important to keeping me grounded and keeping me focused on the mission of moving forward and doing everything I can to help this planet ascend, to help humanity ascend. You know, not everybody's going to make it. Those of us who are awake and aware know that. You know, a lot of people took this thing that may hurt them and may reduce the time that they're alive on this planet. When things are revealed to people about the truth about humanity and all this stuff that we've been lied to about, many people are going to just fall over because they can't take it. So a lot of people are not going to make it, but I'm not worried about them. They'll be fine. We're all God's children, and they'll go somewhere else on their path to ascension, and they'll eventually get there and catch up, if you want to look at it that way. We are all God's children. I believe we all go home eventually. It's just a question of how long and painful do we want the path to be, and we have to let our loved ones choose long, painful paths if that's what their soul contract is, or that's what they want, or that's where they are on their ascension process. So look, don't feel bad for me. Don't feel, I am going to make the decision very soon that I'll be leaving of my own free will and accord. I will be leaving Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So it's really important that you guys follow me on Rumble, Telegram, and Gab at Zilosophy for all. But also, many of you might know, though some of you don't, that I am also a teacher now at the Academy of Divine Knowledge, which you can find at academyofdk.com. That is Jason Shirka's school with David Icke, Dr. Northrup, Dr. Tenpenny, Lori Ladd, Mike Jaco. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. These amazing people. And me. I'm just kidding. I believe that I'm amazing too. Don't think that I used to be very self-critical that way. Now I get who I am and why I'm here and why I'm doing this. So it's surreal for me to be attached to people like that and Jason Shirka himself. But I certainly don't feel like I don't belong there. I feel like I do belong there, and I have a lot to say in a unique way. I'm going to be doing that. My content is not out there yet. Hopefully it'll be coming out this fall. Now that I'm not involved in these other platforms and trying to wake people up, I'm going to use that time and energy to be creating videos for Academy of Divine Knowledge. And some, you know, that's a private membership thing, which I highly, highly recommend. But I'll still be making videos for Rumble and Gab and Telegram that you'll be able to see that won't be exclusive to that. So you're going to be able to follow me. It's just a question of where and when. You know, I never worried about numbers of followers. To me, it's always been about, like, if I can save one person, one child, like, that's enough. If that's all that happened. I've been fortunate over the last 6 years that I can say I feel like I've saved dozens, if not hundreds, or if not thousands. That I know that, well, the thousands would be harder to know. But, you know, I've had direct contact with people that have told me how much my words and videos and speeches have meant to them. And that means everything to me, because, again, it's not coming from me. I'm just the channel to get messages to them that they need so that they can continue down their path. So that's the update. Like I said, I'm going to keep it fairly benign for now on YouTube, and I will put this on Instagram as well. But I just want to let you guys know that is coming. Now, I haven't decided. Probably on Facebook and Instagram, I'll just go out with my head held high, knowing that I woke up a lot of people on the way. And but on YouTube, I don't know yet. You'll have to wait and see. There might be guns ablazing, truth bombs on the way out, and force them to take my channel down. But this is my decision, not theirs, and that's the important part to me. You know, Lynn Wood posted a message the other night saying that, we shouldn't participate in these communist platforms anymore. And that really made me stop and think that I agree. I've used the communist platforms against them for many, many months. And at many times to my own expense, here and there energetically, I've received a lot of energetic attacks that I've had to have my energy worker friends help clear me from. And I'm okay taking shots, because again, this is a war. I'm willing to go out in the front line. I'm willing to be out here and speak, even though it's not what I want to be doing or where I want to be. We're at war. And I'm gonna put my head on my pillow at night, and when I leave here, I'm gonna know that I did everything that I could. And I just want to speak to that about not being afraid of being attacked. It's not just the petty attacks that I'm not afraid of. Look, they tried to kill me and Scott and a bunch of us while we were out on tour with a directed energy weapon. And they did kill the general. And I had been thinking for months before that, and I wrote a poem called The General, which you can see here on YouTube. And I posted it on Telegram, that spoke to this as well. And I was glad to hear Scott speak to it as well afterwards. Not because of what I said, but just to know that he gets it as well. Like, look, if they take me out just like they did the general, well, one, you're doing me a favor. I get to go home to the eternal plane, right? And I'm not saying that I want that to happen. I want to leave now. I paid for this seat, this front row seat, to see the ascension of humanity, to be here during this chaotic time, to see the payoff, because on the other side, the result of all the pain that we've been through and that we're still going to go through, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. The result of that is going to be something more glorious than any of us could even possibly imagine. So I want to be here. But if they take me out, I just get to go home, number one. Number two, I'm much more powerful over there than I am here. And number three, that's going to inspire a lot more people to go, you know what? That's enough of this shit. We're going to stand up and end this. And like I said, this ends when the majority of us stand up and say, that's enough. We're not taking it anymore. Get the fuck out of here. We're in control now. And that's what happened with the general. He's much more powerful over there. He's inspired millions of people now to say, you know what? It's enough of this shit. And I'm one of them. Like I said, I was considering maybe it's not best for me to go back to the front lines of the war. And then when they took him out, sign me up. Where do I sign? How do I get, when can I get back there? I know I need to rest and get ready, but when can I get back there to be out on this peaceful war, by the way, for anybody that's going to attack me and say I'm inciting people. I'm talking about peaceful, legal war, using our constitutional rights and the legal avenues that we have to expose all the medical and political corruption that has enslaved us for hundreds, if not thousands of years. That's the war, just standing up and speaking truth. You're going to take shots like I do. It's okay. You're going to be fine. Eventually, you're going to go home to the eternal plane and everything's going to be glorious. Well before that, God willing, the majority of us are still going to be here to see heaven on earth. You know, the age of Aquarius, that those stars on December 21st, the morning star, which is the same star that the wise men saw when Jesus was born. Well, as many people have talked about, including the Patriot Street Fighter, not like Jesus is coming down here and to save us all. We're the ones that are going to save us all. We are the saviors we've been looking for. The return is the return of Christ consciousness to this planet. And for people that think I've gotten like super religious, I haven't. I've always been very spiritual. I am paying closer attention to the Bible and Christianity that I was raised with, because there's a lot of messages in there. But also, since I was a child, even when I wasn't really into organized Christianity, I always thought it was weird that people would go to church for 45 minutes to a couple hours, depending on which church you go to, every Sunday. But then you go out in the rest of the week and you act like a jerk and you think it's fine. Like, even me and my friends used to think philosophically, like, isn't the whole point to live like Jesus and act like Jesus? And that's what this is about, returning that to the planet. Just that type of consciousness that Jesus had of do unto others as you'd have done to you. love your enemy, love everybody. It's about love. It's about, not to mention all the books that they've taken away from us. Book of Mary, she was the 13th and most important apostle by all accounts. That's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother time when I'm not worried about getting silenced again on YouTube. We're hitting about 20 minutes here. I think that's enough for today. Sorry I was silent for a little while here. Glad to be back. Again, please, very important. I'm going to put this in the description below, but Telegram, Gab, and Rumble at Zilosophy for all, the number 4. You got to follow me there because I don't know how long I'm going to last on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, but I promise you it won't be long. It'll be a few weeks at most. I'm going to wait till I get out of Facebook jail so I can tell all those people where to follow me. And also the Academy of Divine Knowledge, also very important. You've got videos on there that are everything from spirituality, hardcore spirituality and ascension talks, to the reality about the jabberdoos and the lies that are being spread and current events and all stuff like that. So you've got a little bit of everything there. It's a great platform. Please check it out. I love you all. God bless you. And we will be talking to you again soon from somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe here on YouTube and Instagram. Maybe somewhere else. Love you guys. God bless. Talk to you soon.